Welcome to an all-new episode of the No Rules Podcast. I'm Aaron Hilton, as always, joined by my main man, Malik Smith. Malik, what's poppin', my brother?
What's going on, King? How you feeling?
Oh, I'm in Mansion and Benzes, as always, my man. How you doing?
You know, listen, I'm trying to get through. Today's my Friday.
Oh,
Today's
yeah,
my
that's
Friday.
lovely, man.
So,
Start the weekend off right, you know?
yeah. It's gonna be a lot of sleep. Be a lot of sleep in my future. Well, actually, not a lot. But then after I get up,
I was about to
and
say, did you
do
forget you were a dad?
what I need to do?
No,
Then
it's
I'm gonna
not.
sleep. I'm gonna sleep again. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. All right, yeah, I got you. Yeah, you and Cole taking some contact naps and shit, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna be the best way to get some sleep.
We've moved past that stage.
Move past it.
He'd be moving too much.
Oh, yeah, he's just too busy now. Yeah, now
He
that he's
don't
on
want to
2
lay
feet, it's
down.
over with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he don't want to lay down. I'll try to lay him down, and he want to get up. He want to look. He be doing all this
Pop his head
moving.
up.
Yeah. He think
He's
it's
just exploring the
playtime.
world. He's
Yeah, no,
exploring. It is playtime. It's his playtime. He got to
you could do
explore the
that.
world.
You could do that in the crib. You could do that in the crib.
We got outside at the house. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Exactly.
for sure. But yeah, a lot of stuff happened since our last episode, since our last recording. We did record after Game 1 of the AL Wildcard Series, in which the Boston Red Sox won on the broad shoulders of one Garrett Crochet, and then some other stuff happened. It's not nearly as important, and here we are in the LCS series with both of our teams now eliminated. I don't know how we got here.
It's funny. That's like how I am when I'm watching like sports late at night, and I wake up in the middle of the fourth quarter, and I'm like, I don't actually know how we got here, but all right, cool. We're just picking it up where we left off. Like, oh yeah, whatever. When they tipped the ball off, everything was cool, and then I woke up, and next thing you know, it's fourth quarter. It's like cool, whatever.
Yeah, I'm just here.
Yeah, some minor details happened. Your team lost. My team won. Because they played each other. If people are not picking up the obvious correlation here,
The snark was very apparent, Malik.
Yeah.
I don't think it was lost on anybody.
But I also don't think it was lost on anyone that we didn't record last week. I didn't get my usual text from you like, hey, scheduling text. It was just silent. It was very quiet. It was real quiet. And then I listen. I'm not gonna make any accusations or assumptions. I'm just gonna assume that you were busy.
Yeah,
That's
busy,
what I'm gonna assume. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I did have some events at a Hawks event to get ready for. They had like a pep rally type of thing for the team and everything. Everybody's excited about that squad. Not that work has ever really stopped us from recording before. It's just very convenient, the timing of of how everything was laid out. But I did mention in this week's text, I was like, you know what? I realized I didn't give you your chance to have your victory lap. It's weird now because your team has been eliminated after getting curb stomped by the Toronto Blue Jays. But
no, sir. You don't get to use those words.
I do get to use those words because this is exactly what happened. I mean,
you don't.
If Jaron, okay, I just want to say
I don't want to hear no ifs. I do not want to hear any ifs.
It's one thing, and it's not an if because you guys won the series. And I told you, I did tell you after the Game 1 win, what I said was
you said your team was going to win.
Yeah, but I said that if it gets into a Game 3, I am concerned because I'm just not. I had no confidence that we would win a Game 3. And I don't know if I said that on air or just over text message to a lot of my friends, but it was, I was telling a lot of people that, if it gets to a Game 3, I'm concerned because I knew Alex Cora likes to push his chips to the table, and he did in Game 2. And unfortunately, we were unable to catch an easy fly ball, which by the way, that brings me to my point that I want to bring up. It bothers me to no end. Like, this could be a footnote in the career of one of the game's greatest hitters, which Aaron Judge has proven himself to be. But the fact that he gets a hit and an RBI on that, and that they're just not going to go back and change the official ruling when it clearly clanked off of Jarren Duran's glove. Like, he didn't have to dive. He didn't do anything. It was bill of the cap high right into his glove. Any other left fielder catches that ball, including probably Giancarlo Stanton, who's on like one fucking leg, and he fucking drops it. RBI single. And like, that's what it's going to go in the book as, not reach on the error and a run scored via the error. It's going to go down as an RBI single, like he hit a fucking line drive to left. And I can't abide it.
That's what you got. That's all you got right there.
Listen, I don't have a whole lot. That's not a lot for me to say. It's not a lot for me to say. After Schlittler shoved it down our fucking throats for 8 innings, there's really
Yeah.
not a whole lot that I can say.
It's funny that you said there's
I'm
not a lot you
mildly
can say.
annoyed by the Aaron Judge RBI hit. It was just like the revisionist hit. Like no official scorer worth his salt is going to sit and watch that play and be like, yeah, that's a base hit and an RBI. No one else.
Congratulations on a spectacular season. Now, please
You're an
move
asshole.
out the
That's
way
fine.
so we can talk about the teams who are currently playing. Because yes, as you mentioned, my team did lose, which is part of the reason why I'm like not even really in the mood to shit talk your Red Sox.
Because they got curb stomped by the Blue Jays.
As you know, Aaron, when you're a fan of the Yankees, it's really just about winning championships.
It's really not, though. That's the craziest part.
It really is, actually.
It isn't, because there are 16-year-olds right now, kids that are sophomores in high school who have never seen never been alive for a Yankees team world championship, let alone seen one with their own.
There are people who died in the early 2000s who never saw the Red Sox win a championship.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, because you just happen to be born in a strange time.
We're just talking about right now. So, like, if you're about winning championships, how do you explain in the last 25 years you winning 2? If that's what it's all about, two for 25.
First of all, okay, so just because it's all about winning championships doesn't mean that you win every championship. What I'm saying is our goal is to win a championship every year. We did. We win plenty, actually. 27, if you can count properly.
Okay.
The goal as a fan is to see your team win a championship. And I will say, I was extremely happy to see my team make the World Series last year. That's not necessarily the goal, is to just make the World Series. Obviously, you want to win the World Series. But, you know, the Yankees have had a ton of success. I'm disappointed that they lost. But I'm optimistic for the future because we have the best player in the game. We have a lot of really great players. Cam Schlittler looks amazing. You know, there's some positives. There was some negatives, like just the approach in that Toronto series. I didn't love it. I feel like they could have, you know, maybe tried to make contact with the ball instead of just swinging up and around it and beside it and everywhere but at the ball. Offense just didn't do enough. The pitching did not do enough.
Yeah, I really think I was going to say I really think it was definitely pitching.
The pitching was. I mean,
I
would have never guessed it there, but yeah, they got lit up.
Vlad Guerrero Jr. like basically cemented his Hall of Fame case. Speaking facetiously,
maybe
I was being again, like I said, I was speaking facetiously. Obviously, he's a longer ways to go before he reaches the heights that his father reached. For a great deal of his career wearing the same uniform, ironically enough. But no, if he destroyed you guys individually, which was quite a sight to see.
I wasn't even really mad that he was kicking our ass. You know what actually pissed me off? Is that
Volpe going 1 for 11 with 8 Ks, or
kind of would have expected
1 for 15 with 11 Ks? Or?
Yeah. What actually pissed me off is that son of a bitch George Springer fucking cheating.
He didn't really kill you guys like he normally does.
He didn't, but I just don't like his face, and he's a cheater. His team cheats. Okay. They cheated to win, and I'll never forget that.
Are we still holding grudges from like the Astro season? Is that what this is?
Dude, it was 5 years ago. What do you mean? Or I mean, 7 years ago, whatever. Either way, they cheated. They cheated. I'm sorry. You can't cheat, and I'm not gonna let it. I'm just gonna let it go.
Still gotta hit the pitches. I mean, you can know what's got. Like, I could tell you that this fastball is coming, but if you don't hit it,
well, it's a lot easier to hit him if I know that's what's coming.
Yeah, easier, but not. You know, the probability isn't
They're
all the way up.
professional baseball players.
Tip pitches all the time. It's not like guys bat 1,000 when they know a pitcher is tipping pitches. I'm just saying, like, give it a rest. Talk about banging trash cans, like give it a rest. It's not that's not why they won the World Series. They were a very good team. They proved it again a couple of years later when they won it
Dodgers.
Again. I'm just saying they won it again a couple of years later. Okay,
and
so
they cheated
if you want to have problems with that one, fine. But then what do you have to say about the one they won like 2 years later?
They're a team full of cheaters, is what I've been trying to tell you for the past 2 minutes. They're all cheaters.
If you want to be unreasonable about it, then fine. The Seattle Mariners making it into the LCS. It looked like they were going to win this game after the home run by Julio Rodriguez to lead off the game. or as he was the third batter of the game, hit a 2-run home run, and then all of a sudden, I think the Blue Jays were up, or at least they were up when we started this. They were up 5-2. The Blue
Believe it's
Jays,
eight
so
to two.
they made a roaring comeback. They're down 2-0 in the series, so this really is a must-win game because they're not the 2004 Red Sox, and no one else is in the history of baseball or major professional sports because you just don't come back from 3-0 leads unless you're the Boston Red Sox of 2004. Just talking about what our prediction is going to be for leading into the World Series. I think on the AL side, I do think that that the Blue Jays will find a way to turn it around and win this series. I just think I really like their hitting. I like their squad. I think there's a lot of holes in the bats of the Seattle Mariners. It'll be interesting to see if some of that magic keeps up. But it's just like the Blue Jays, they don't strike out, and they're getting hits up and down the lineup. Guys like Ernie Clement is hitting like 600 this postseason, and he's their like number 7 hitter. You know what I mean? Like they're getting hits from people that you've never heard. He was like a 10-year minor leaguer, as you know, every broadcast loves to mention 4 or 5 times a game. And he's been the best hitter statistically in the postseason so far, or at least for the teams that are still in it. Uh, and
I
that's what it
know it.
takes. I mean, yeah, true. What is it, like 7 for 8 in you guys' series,
He
something like
was he
that?
was crushing. He was crushing.
He was killing you guys. Yeah, he had the big hit in the Bronx, that broke the game wide open, with the base. I think was man on like second and third or whatever it was. But yeah, it takes timely hitting like that. It takes being able to play situational baseball. It takes versatile players, selfless players, and then it takes a deep pitching staff. So I like their chances to come back in this series, actually. But on the NL side, man, the Brewers just ran into a buzzsaw. I mean, you got Blake Snell has been mowing through postseason hitters like it's fucking nothing. And then you had Yoshinobu Yamamoto last night go a complete game, 1 run, and that was on a leadoff home run from Jackson Churio. What have you seen from the NL side? Who do you got making the World Series out of there?
It's funny. I was writing something today, and I looked up the stat. I'm probably going to get it wrong, but I believe the Dodgers in 23 innings, their starters have gone. Yeah, 23 innings have given up 1 run, 25 strikeouts. Yeah, like
25?
25 strikeouts. They've struck out 25 batters in 23 innings with 1 earned run. 1 run in general, not just earned, unearned, whatever. But like,
Yeah.
uh, just uh, like that doesn't even sound like a real stat. But that's the past 3 games. So that's the Phillies game and the first 2 games of the NLCS. I want to go back to the AL real quick because I just want to point out if Brian Wu is available to come back for Seattle and he's actually effective, I think that I like that addition to their pitching staff.
Mhm.
They've basically been able to kind of put it together with a couple bullpen games. Um, I I'm not even trying to be a in division hater. I think it's more interesting if the Mariners make it because they've never been there. Cal Raleigh season, who I personally think should win the MVP this year over my
Really,
man
over your
Aaron Judge.
boy?
Yeah. I think. Yeah, I mean, the dude is 60 home runs, man. Like, I think I know it's not just about the home runs, obviously, but I think that when you hit a number like that, when you hit a milestone, I think that kind of matters. Um, and yeah, I just feel like it'd be more interesting if the Mariners make it. That being said, I don't think anybody's beating the Dodgers. Like, they're just so good. Um, and you know, like it's not even just the pitching. I mean, they just know how to win, man. Like they do all the little things.
Their
That
team is unfair, Malik, is what it is. I think what we're dancing around is that their
well, yeah. I mean,
team,
they pay a shit ton
it's
of money.
unfair.
Yeah.
The way that their team is stacked up. Like, I just want people to understand that Shohei Ohtani has been essentially a fucking like a Mendoza line. Like he's been Anthony Volpe for them right now. Like he's hitting 150 in the postseason. He has done net zero
Can we?
outside of the first game of the postseason where he hit like 2 home runs or hit a home run
Yeah.
against the Phillies or whatever it was.
2 home runs.
Yeah.
Can we pause on this for a second? Because I just want to. I feel like this happens a lot where people do this thing where like we should talk a player for having a bad postseason, and the postseason is if you know had the first or second best record in your respective league, you play at most 5 games, in the NLDS, and then you move on to to the CS, and maybe you play 7 games. So that's a 12-game sample size at most before you get to the World Series, which I think the Dodgers will make the World Series. And they're not going to play that many games, but like at most you would play 12 games in that span. If you have a bad 12-game stretch in the middle of the regular season, I don't think anybody's going to be like, this guy fucking sucks. Like, oh, it's supposed to be the MVP. You know what I mean? And yes, I understand that we have high expectations for Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge and all these guys, but like, it's not easy. So somebody hitting 150 something, yeah, it is jarring to see that from a guy as good as him, but that doesn't change how I view him as a player. And I'm not saying that that's what you said, but I do think people kind of immediately they look at the stats and they just go, well, he's only hitting one this or he's only hitting two that. Like, nah, not that great. Like even with Judge, people were like, "Oh, Judge is hitting 500, but they're all singles." It's like, yeah, he's getting on base. I think that's kind of the point of the game of baseball.
Last I
But
checked,
anyway,
yeah, that was it.
well, yeah, I mean, it just I think sometimes we expect every player who's really really good to like hit their regular season numbers on a smaller sample size, and it's really hard to do. Like what we talked about Vlad Guerrero Jr. What he did was absolutely freaking nuts. Like that those are video game numbers. Like
Mm.
those are video game numbers. So you can't expect somebody to put up that type of production just because they're really good. Like it's hard. You're going up against the best competition, the best pitchers, the best hitters. Like sometimes I mean, and yeah, and then sometimes you get into a groove and you have your 3 best starting pitchers pitch 23 innings and strike out 25 batters. Like
Yeah, I'm
you
not
know,
hearing any of that. I completely disagree. Like again, when you're paid the way that Shohei is paid, when you are talked about and ballyhooed in the way that he is talked about, you show up in these big moments. Like that's what you're paid for. Anybody can go get a hit, against the dredges of the major league. Go to Colorado and hit 4 home runs in a 3-game series. There are a lot of really good plays. It's not the Hall of really good. It's called the Hall of Fame for a reason. It's called, you're judged on being an elite player, and the elite players show up when it's time. Aaron Judge is one, like I said, he's one of the best hitters that we have ever seen in modern baseball. Hitters, not sluggers because he's 6'7" and hit 60 home runs. He is a complete hitter of the baseball, opposite field, pulling the ball, staying up the middle. He strikes out a lot, but everybody strikes out a lot. And when you're that tall and get that many low strike calls, it's going to happen in today's game, especially when everybody throws 100 miles an hour. But like that doesn't stop him from leading an OPS, leading an on base percentage, getting walked 1,000 times, and really not having that much protection around him in his lineup. Um, and he was able to carry that into this postseason, which is something he hadn't been able to do prior. And that is something that would follow you. That's the way that it is. If Derek Jeter was just this great, regular season hitter, it was like, okay, cool. He has 3,000 regular season hits, but he could never do it in October. He can never do it when it matters. But that you don't have to worry about that. David
but the
Ortiz made the
difference,
Hall of Fame because of his postseason prowess, because he was a DH. No one cares that a DH hit 500 home runs. He made it because he is a legend of the postseason, and that's what was able to tip him over into being a first ballot Hall of Famer, even though he spent 90% of his career as a DH.
yeah, fair. First of all, I'm not putting Shohei Ohtani into the Hall of Fame yet. I mean, let's let him finish his career. But that's the
Mhm.
other thing that I would say too about some of these great players is like, you know, you got to let their career play out. Like again, these are small sample sizes that we're talking about in the playoffs, especially if you don't, even if you do go relatively far, right? Say you play the wild card and you move all the way on to the championship series. It's still a relatively small sample size of games, and I just think it's kind of ridiculous. Like I don't think the pitchers who are going up against these guys are thinking like, this guy's hitting 150 something. Like this guy's food. Like we good. I don't even really need to try. You know what I mean? Like they're trying their absolute hardest to get these guys out. And yes, that's part of the game. I get it. And yes, you want your guys to show up, but we look at some of the greats in hindsight and we look at everything that they did. And it's like, yeah, this guy always showed up. It's like, yeah, you could say that, but I'm pretty sure somewhere in the middle, you'd be like, yo, there's plenty of times Jeter didn't show up in the playoffs. And like,
Right.
no one was like, well, that negates all the times you did. It's like, you have to, I think, put it into context. Yes, there are certain situations where, hey, maybe, Judge, for example, yeah, maybe striking out with the bases loaded, probably not what you want. Like maybe just take the walk. Maybe, just see that pitch is on the outside and lay off of it. Don't swing at it because that's been the pitch that you swung at the entire time that you strike out in the postseason. It's always that low pitch on the outside. And you know, he just couldn't lay off of it. But I don't think that means that he doesn't show up. And I don't think that the fact that he had a great postseason this year necessarily completely, negates every struggle that he had before. I think sometimes you just got to go through it. Sometimes you just got to go
Okay,
through it.
so I'm going to ask you this: what do you think the career batting average is for Shohei Ohtani in the postseason?
His career batting average in the postseason.
He's only been in two, but what do you think it is?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I mean the Angels suck, so he was never going to make the
Yeah,
postseason with them.
God, that deserves an entire podcast about how bad that team was with two Hall of Famers,
But
potential Hall of Famers. Because
Mike
I'm not
Trout
putting.
should just be a perennial fucking MVP, even though his team
Bro,
sucks.
don't
But
get me
whatever.
started. Don't get me. I like Mike Trout, but don't get me started. Um, 242.
200, 208.
Wow.
Yeah, or no, is it 200 even? Sorry, not even 208. 200 even. 5 home runs. 3 last year, 2 so far this year, but the 2 were in one game, as we mentioned before. Derek Jeter, 308 is his career postseason average.
Well, listen, you're not going to get me to talk shit about that.
I mean,
He's a fucking
I'm
goat.
not even saying that. What it's. I say that to say, I can't give you a break. The expectations that you have for a great player like Shohei Ohtani are higher. And the fact of the matter is, because of other players in his lineup, because of a pitcher like a Blake Snell who has dominated this postseason, because of a hot hitting Teoscar Hernandez who looks like fucking prime Barry Bonds out there on some nights, and the way that he is hitting in the middle of that batting order, because of Kike Hernandez lengthening the lineup, hitting in like the 7 or 8 spot, but hitting like 300 plus this postseason and most of the postseasons throughout his career. It kind of hides the wart that is your leadoff hitter in Shohei Ohtani, who not only is he not hitting, but he is striking out at an astronomical rate. Now, he normally strikes out a lot, but
As
when you're
do a lot of
striking out,
players in baseball these days.
they do, but like when you're
players don't hit for
striking out a lot,
contact
it
anymore.
becomes kind of like the Mark Reynolds allegory, where it's like if you're striking out all the time and you're rarely ever a threat unless you're hitting a home run. So you're hitting 200, you might have 40 home runs, but you have 200 strikeouts. Like that's not valuable. That's not, and for what it's worth, that's not good to lead off the game. I don't need a leadoff hitter that's going to strike out, 3 times in 5 at bats. Like that's just the way that's got to be. And I think for Shohei, there has to be a higher expectation. There has to be a higher level that we expect out of him. So while I do favor the Dodgers to make it to the World Series and probably win it, it is glaring to me that he hasn't really had much of a postseason moment. There hasn't been like a signature, like, oh, that was the Shohei series. Like he had the 2-home-run game against Philly, and that's great. You can't just dismiss that as if it didn't happen. But like for a player that's as great as him, and we had been waiting, 5 or 6 years as he wasted away on the other side of Los Angeles, with the Angels, we waited for him to get to a team that's going to make the postseason, and he finally did. And in back-to-back years, he's kind of been like, and that's disappointing to me.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I'll close with this. This is why you put together a full team and you don't just put all your chips on one guy, because one person can't single-handedly win you a championship, not in this sport. Like you need a complete team of guys who can, get on base and do all the little things. And like I said, the Dodgers, they showed that like that's really the special sauce. It's not that they have all these star players. It's that they have these guys who know how to play baseball, like who know how to do the small things, who can you know, who can run the bases, who can play defense, who can, just figure out, okay, this is the right time to go. This is the right time to do this. When old boy threw that a very, very unfortunate wild pitch. No, actually, it wasn't a wild pitch. He was trying to throw the ball home, right? And I don't know where the fuck he was throwing it. But like, maybe some other team doesn't realize like, oh, I should just go, right? Maybe they're a little nervous because they think he's actually gonna, field it and throw the guy out at home, or throw the
Mhm.
guy out at first, whatever. Um, but like the smart teams, the good teams, like they're on top of that stuff. They put pressure on you, which I believe is what I was telling you last time we had a conversation about what I wanted to see from my team, which is put pressure on these guys, like make them make mistakes, like run the
Mhm.
bases hard, like,
That
be
that's what you guys
aggressive.
did in the Red Sox series. Is
We
that's the thing
eventually,
that
not in the first game, but yeah, eventually.
no, but like I mean that was Garrett Crochet, who if not for Tariq Skubal would be the Cy Young in the American League. But like there's a a thing that gets lost, and that's why I like Toronto so much, and they are up 12-2 in today's game currently. But like that's why I like them so much because a team that doesn't strike out a whole lot, you can break out of the slump a lot
Hmm.
better because, like you
Hmm.
said, you put the ball in play and crazy things happen. You know, instead of that strikeout, on a funky swing, maybe you have a funny swing with where you kind of fling your bat into the other batter's box and the ball dinks into the opposite field for a bloop single at the most inopportune moment. Or, maybe instead of a ground ball double play, you hit that fly ball to deep center and get the sacrifice fly with one out and a man on third base. Those are the types of plays that win you games. It's not you know, up and down the lineup, everybody 1 through 7 is hitting a home run, and then the 8 and 9 hitters are butting guys over when they need to, or whatever. Like, no, it is 1 through 9. We have decided, like, yeah, you're going to strike out every now and again, but these are that's the most old school baseball team in terms of strikeout numbers this postseason that I've seen in a long time because they just put the bat on the ball and they make you play defense. And I think that is extremely valuable come October. So we'll see if this is just a blip of a game. But for tonight, obviously it looks like they're gonna cruise on to a victory here, up 10 runs in the 6th inning. But um, that would be my pick. It would be the Blue Jays versus the Dodgers, with the Dodgers coming out on top. I just think that they have too much pitching um, for me, and that's gonna hurt. Now, you did mention Brian Wu, so if they can get Brian Wu back, I think that would be a major coup for Seattle, and that could flip this series. But um, I don't see that happening. I don't see him being able to make a real impact this late in the season after being off for as long as he has been.
It'd be
Um,
tough. It'd be tough.
yeah,
The
yeah,
people want to
very, very
see
tough.
the people want to see the big dumper, man. They want to see him dragging that wagon. You know what
That's
I'm
what they do. They got the dumper shirts and all that stuff with all manners of
with the butt plug?
things blazoned on that shirt. Um, but yeah, let's switch gears over to the WNBA here. Let's talk about WNBA champion. Shout out to Las Vegas Aces, winning their second WNBA championship. Second ring for Asia Wilson, on the heels of her 4th MVP win. I had mentioned this to you on a voice note that we sent earlier talking about the podcast. I watched a clip from Theo Pinson's podcast on Instagram, where they were talking about who the GOAT of women's basketball is. And they were arguing, I think Theo had Asia and his friend had Maya Moore,
Hmm.
or maybe it was vice versa. I don't know. What I was interested to know who you would put as your GOAT for women's basketball.
This is a tough one because after I saw what Asia did this postseason, I mean, really all season, but this postseason, it's really hard to see. It reminds me of like when LeBron was like at his peak, and it was just like you could just sort of imagine like, when he made that speech, like not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, right? Like you could imagine it like in 2012, 2013. It was like, damn, these dudes really might win that many championships because he just looked unstoppable. When I saw Asia just dominate in the postseason, that's kind of what the vibes that I was getting. It was just like, how do you stop her? The
You
turnaround
can't.
jumpers, like, just she's got the whole package, man. She got
She's
the
a
whole
freak, man.
package. She
She's
got
a
the whole
freak.
package.
And
Um,
by the way, she's a lefty, so, it's
yeah,
how we do.
it's even harder to guard. Um, I think she's the best basketball player. Like, she is the evolutionary basketball player. Do you know what I mean? Like she's got the total package. Somebody could say obviously that other people have a better resume or whatever. I do think she will go down as the best the NBA player of all time. I just like
Okay.
I
I can
don't
see
think
that.
I don't think she's done enough to like stamp it.
Mhm.
She's in the conversation. She hasn't done enough to stamp it. But if you ask me to pick Asia Wilson over anybody else, I'm like, I think I'll take Asia Wilson.
Can't.
Like
Yeah,
she's
you
just
just
that
can't at
good.
this point.
She's just that good.
She's incredible. It's Maya Moore for me. Obviously, I've loved Maya Moore for a long time, but, she's just again, her 50% of her she was in the league for 8 years, won 4 rings, or was it 6 years, 3 rings? I can't remember which one it was, but
She got
50%
4.
of the time in the league, she won championships. She won, like, 3 rings at UConn or whatever it was. Just
That's a good point too.
ridiculous
Yeah.
numbers, and it's the dominance that she had from high school all the way through to the pros, and then just, like, leaving to get her husband out of jail or whatever, or then soon to be husband then out of jail. Um, it was just like it was one of the all-time shocks ever because she's right there entering the prime of her career. And she just retires and she's like, no, I want to pursue this case. I really think this is a wrongful imprisonment, and shout out to her. She got the case overturned and got him released, and they eventually got married and all those things. They have a beautiful family, and she's just started this next half of her career, wherever it is that she wants to pursue as far as social justice is involved. But like I just um for me it's one of those things. It's kind of like maybe how people look at Sterling Sharp when they voted for him for the Hall of Fame, even though he only played like 6 or 7 years in the NFL. She was just that good. She was just that good. Like there's nothing that anybody could do, and the only thing that you could do to stop her was to get her to retire. And like, luckily for the rest of the WNBA, she retired relatively early. But I don't think there's any reason to believe that she wouldn't have got at least 3, 4 more rings under her belt before anybody really started challenging her. It sucks that it's more of like a what could have been. I get
Mm,
a lot of Ken Griffey vibes to that, to make a baseball analogy, where it's like he was great, but like if he didn't have those injuries in Cincinnati, like what could he have been? Grant Hill, same thing. If he didn't have that knee injury, like in Orlando, what could he have been? You
mhm.
know what I mean? So that's the vibe I get from her. And it's all due respect to Asia Wilson. Just me personally, there's not a whole lot that she could do to take that. But that's just because that's my bias. It's not to say that
Yeah,
she isn't
yeah.
better. That's just where my brain is at. I cannot say the way that people say with Jordan and they just won't step off of it. That's where I'm at with Maya Moore. She just is the GOAT, and I don't want to hear nobody else.
I can respect it. Absolutely respect it. I mean, I think the beautiful thing about these conversations is like more times than not, there's no like single right answer.
Yeah, there's no
Um,
right answer.
but at the same time, if I'm making the case for Maya Moore, what she did this year, winning MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and Finals MVP, like that's just crazy. Like
Freaking nature,
that's
bro.
just absolutely crazy. The other thing I'll say too, and I'm curious to get your take on this because
Mhm.
you talked about the what if part of it, but like the league is way deeper now than it was even 10 years ago when, Maya Moore was at her peak, right, and winning championships. So, um, like it's not all about scoring or like, just like box score stats, obviously, because I think impact is more than just the numbers that you get put up that put up. Um, but I she has some absolutely incredible stats, and she's doing it against, to me, tougher competition in that like there's more teams, they're playing more games, and you could say like, well, yeah, they're playing more games, that gives her opportunity to put up bigger numbers and put up more numbers. But again, I think there's more skilled players out there now.
Mhm.
And the fact that she's just head and shoulders above the rest of the league to me says something. Um, but still, respect to Maya Moore, who's, like you said, we talk about championships even in college, right? Like
Yeah.
going back to that, like just a complete player. Um, yeah,
I think that's what goes with it with Asia. If I'm giving her flowers, which she more than deserves all her flowers, and her complete game, like you said, offense and defense. She's I think a 3-time defensive player of the year too in the
yeah,
W. So like she
4-time
would,
MVP.
yeah, you know what I mean. Like there's just no weakness. You know what I
Yeah.
mean in her game. She's tall. She could shoot. She finishes around the rim. She rebounds. She defends. She wins at the highest level. She brings the best out of her teammates. She is a great teammate in and of herself. It's just I love the hands that the WNBA is in, with her and her being the face, and moving the W forward in this
Hmm.
next generation. I think she's a great role model for young women to follow, even if you're not into sports, just on how to carry yourself, on how to dominate, and not be afraid of being great, because I think it kind of happens a lot where the women want to be like kind of demure in something, or feel like they have to play second fiddle um to have what they want out of life, or to be able to have that successful relationship or
But
have that
sometimes basketball
successful
is
career.
secondary, which is
Exactly. And
especially now these days, basketball for a lot of them is kind of secondary,
right, and she
which
just a hooper, and
understandable.
it's fine. Make
Yeah,
your money. You know what I'm saying? Like it's no shade at the people that do take advantage of the fact that they play in the W, that gives them the platform, and then they use the looks that they have, or the personality that they have to then flip that and make money. That's what capitalism is all about. So it's no shade to that, but there is something beautiful, something pure about a hooper just being famous for hooping, and dominating on that field. So I all due respect to her, major props, major shout out to her. um keeping the basketball. Let's jump quickly into the WNBA. I mean, into the NBA before we jump into dad rules to finish off the pod today. Um, so I keep calling it W. So the NBA season.
I got W on the brain, boy.
I got W on the brain, right? Yeah. So the NBA season is getting ready to tip off later on this week. Malik, we have a lot that we could talk about. We're not gonna like predict champions or any of that stuff right now. It's way too early, but like, let's call some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
starting to get a
yeah,
little
yeah,
funky
yeah,
around here, man. So
yeah,
call bullshit. Let's each give two things that we're calling bullshit on. I'll let you go
yeah,
first.
yeah, man. Listen, I get excited every basketball season, every time it's about to roll around, and you can see so many possibilities, and you can really believe it. When people talk about it, like, oh, this could happen, and like that could happen, and like, you see somebody in the preseason, and you're just like, wow, like the possibilities are endless. But in reality,
Now there's an end. Yeah, a
in
beginning and a
reality,
middle.
yeah,
Yeah,
there's some things I'm not rolling with, man. Number one on my list, I love the guy. I really do. I wish the best for
it
him.
doesn't
But
sound
Zion
like it
Williamson,
sounds like this is going to a place of not love, is what
no,
it
no, no.
sounds like.
It's love. It's love. It's love. It's coming from a place of love. But Zion Williamson, I'm not rolling, guy. I'm not rolling.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not.
know what?
I'm not.
Facts.
I don't care how
Facts.
skinny you are.
I'm not even gonna hold you. Yeah.
I'm not. I don't care. Like I saw the other day they played the Rockets. Boy did a 360. It looked great. Looked
It's
great.
awesome. I
Yeah.
mean, shout out to you. You can jump real high.
Yeah.
We knew that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Let's see where you
Duh.
are in like 4 months. Like
Well,
if you're still playing basketball in 4 months, I'll be stunned because I need to see it. I have to see him on the court for enough games. Or guess what? Hey, maybe I actually said this to somebody earlier about your boy, Joel Embiid. At a
yeah.
certain point, why don't the teams just say, you know what? We're only going to play 50 games and your season's going to start January 1st because like you just like, there's just absolutely no way that we trust you to play all 82 games or 70 or 65. So like, why are we even trying to pretend? So for Zion, like I hope that it happens, but I'm not rolling. I'm not putting any more faith into Zion. I'm calling bullshit. You could do all the 360s in the preseason you want to do. I'm not rolling. I can't. You won't hurt me again, sir.
Hey man, I'm not even going. That's a really great way to start cooking with hot grease. Because everybody's on skinny Zion right now, and they're like, he looks great. They're like, kind of his job to be in shape. So like,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm leaning more towards the Jeff Teague side of things. Like not all the way going in on the young man, but like it's your job to be. You have like one job. You know what I mean? To be in shape. And so like now we're gonna clap because 5, 6 years into his career, he finally stopped eating cheeseburgers. Like
yeah. Put the
it's kind
beignets
of weird,
down,
but
big dog.
you know what I'm saying? Like just kind of take your career a little bit more seriously, guy. But no, so mine, can we cut this shit with the Jason Tatum videos, please? Let's cut it out. Okay? Like I understand how great he looks playing one on none, playing on air. He looks fantastic. All right. And there is something to be said for the fact that less than 12 hours after rupturing his Achilles, he was on the number one Achilles doctor's table because the
LeBron James
doctor
of feet.
resides in New York and he happened to be in New York playing
Yeah,
at the Garden at the time that it happened. So like shout out to him for being able to get that done, and the Celtics and their staff for being able to coordinate that and get him on the table that quickly. But let's fucking stop, okay? A premier athlete ruptured his Achilles. He's going to be out for an extended period of time. He's not coming back anytime soon. He's probably not going to come back at the All-Star break. He's probably not going to be coming back for a playoff run. It just wouldn't make sense. It would not be fair to him to expect that. If it's something that can happen, if it's something that he wants to happen, I am sure that he is capable of getting back on the court within a year. But it just doesn't make sense. For what? There's no reason for you to potentially put the rest of your career in jeopardy, just to prove that you can beat, the Achilles injury and come back within a year. Just doesn't make any sense. That's a no-win situation. So I hate that, that would even be, put on the table as a possibility. I hope that he does not do that. I hope he lets it fully heal and is at 100. Like, I don't need you coming back at 88%, and trying to go and get 30. Wait till you're 100% and then come back, and ease your way back into the lineup, and and just get your career back off to where it's going. I know it's hard to do in the middle of your prime, but like that's the name of the game. Injuries is part of the game. So I am punting on the Jason Tatum um resurgence following these
this a
videos.
yeah, this is a really good one because I saw the video of him like kind of cutting and like doing like if he was like running and like doing stuff, and I was like, wait, because at first when they said like, oh, Jason Tatum might come back this season, I was like, and then he went on Sports Center and he was like, I never said I wasn't playing this season, and I remember like my face was like, if you don't get the fuck out of here. But
Right,
then I saw the
exactly. Yeah,
video of
yeah.
him and I'm like, whoa, maybe. But you're right. It's like it just doesn't add up unless the only scenario in which I see, and this is probably not going to happen, but the only scenario in which I see that this could even remotely make sense is if the Celtics, at the time that Tatum feels like he's ready to come back in his own mind, and like you said, it'd still probably be like 75, 80%. If he feels like he's ready to come back and the Celtics are like within striking distance of like the top 6 in the East, which isn't completely out of the question, but it's not likely. Maybe, right? But even then, like you said, what does that really get you? Like the potential to maybe get hurt again. Like I don't see the upside. It just feels like one of those things where it's like it sounds good, and we're just saying it to maybe keep
Right.
people on their toes.
It
But
just it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. And I mean, like, get a grip, people. Professional athletes look more athletic than we do. They're more physically able. So we're like, wow, he's doing all this. Like, for a lot of you, it's also wow, he can dunk a basketball. So like the things that he is doing look great and amazing to us. And they look amazing relative to what a normal person who had ruptured, or even a professional athlete rupturing his Achilles should be able to do, 6, 7 months post-op. But if you take a look at Cooper Flagg and Jalen Green and them running around in the preseason,
yeah,
that little video ain't doing shit for them. He ain't got nothing for them right now. And he's not going to for quite some time. Because once you get past the physical trauma and the physical injury, then it becomes the mental part. then it becomes, how do I trust this when I have to cut or I have to push off on that leg again? When I
Yeah.
have to use that leg to jump and dunk or defend somebody, you know what I mean? Like, and then I have to
In a high
figure out how
leverage
I fit in
situation.
within this
Yeah.
team. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying he's not going to come back this season. I'm just saying let's pump the brakes on the Jason Tatum, you know, alien, resurgence love train. Okay. What I'm saying? Like, let's let the guy heal and let's be treated when he does get back. Let's make that feel like a treat. Let's not make it an expectation and then be disappointed if and when he doesn't come back. Let's just, if he doesn't, that's fine. Totally within his rights to heal up and be fully ready for 26, 27. If he does come back, obviously we all win because he's one of the top 5, 6 players in the game today. Who you got for your second? Fuck out of here, man.
That's good. We should absolutely call it that.
Yeah.
Um, this one, eh, this is probably chalk, but or maybe it's not chalk. I think a lot of people think LeBron's going to retire after the season.
Mhm.
I think we're stuck with LeBron for at least 2 more years. I'm not buying that.
Think
Like,
he's waiting for Bryce?
I don't even think it's that. I just think he just doesn't know what else to do with his time, and he's just like, well, somebody's going to pick me up. So, like, if the Lakers don't want me, somebody will sign me. You know what I mean? I think he's going to keep playing. Now, I'm concerned that the man got sciatica because I feel like that's like a joke injury that I make up when I'm like, oh, I'm old, I got sciatica, like I can't be running
No,
around. You
I
know what I
actually
mean? Like,
have
no,
sciatica in my right side, so, like, me and LeBron
yeah,
are basically the same person, same bank account, everything.
yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah,
Let me hold something since you got it. Let me hold something.
nah, much like LeBron, I'm very, frugal with my
Frugal.
money. Uh, but no, I can tell you, now obviously there's different, levels to the sciatic pain, and this is still mostly self-diagnosed because unlike LeBron, I do not have the healthcare to
Medical
be able
scene.
to just jump in the hospital and check it out. But from everything that I have heard and from what I am feeling, the shooting pain that jumps up and down my right side is commiserate to sciatic pain, is what I should say, because I have not been diagnosed by a doctor, so I should say that. But um,
Well, you
it
don't
is a
spend $1 million on your body, so
that's a very good
yeah.
point. I don't have $1 million to spend on my body, so um, a million pennies maybe.
I was gonna say you got some Prize Picks money.
No, I don't actually. I lost a lot of it. Thanks a lot, Tage Thompson, by the way, dickhead. 7 goals, 8 goals actually for his team. And you know how many shots he had on goal?
Mm,
0.
mm.
None. That's like the Lakers scoring 120 points and LeBron didn't take a single shot. It's exactly what that's like. No
I don't know.
difference
Some
whatsoever.
some people would say that that's team success.
Fuck the team. That's just how I feel. Um, Yeah, so my last fuck out of here, and this is a homer pick, and I don't really care. Fuck out of here with the Sixers potentially being contenders if they can figure.
Oh
Let's just
man.
stop. Let's
Okay.
stop.
All
Okay,
right. I
that's
respect. No, I listen.
being an asshole.
I'm
Okay, and
not.
that's not nice. That's
I'm
not
not.
nice.
I respect that
No,
you are
you
being
don't.
clear eyed about your team. I respect it.
I mean, I say this. I've said it a lot. I am pretty as far as the lack of bias goes. I am relatively unbiased when it comes to the 76ers. I do maintain as more so than any of my other teams. Um, I'm not overly negative about them, not overly positive. I do maintain that somewhere in the middle, as much as I do with any of my other teams.
Relative.
Um,
Yeah.
Relative, yeah, because I think the Raiders, I skew overly negative and then just hope that they surprise me. And then with my Red Sox, I'm a little bit overly optimistic, albeit a little bit cautiously recently. But with the 76ers, I'm very realistic with how I feel about the team. And this year, I'm just kind of like, let's just enjoy this. Let's get Jared McCain back on the floor, please. One, fucking another freak injury with him tearing his UCL. So I don't know how long he's going to be out with that injury, but I like what I've seen from VJ Edgecombe. I personally did not want him. I wanted the 76ers to draft Ace Bailey, or to go ahead and get the kid that's in Charlotte, from Duke, but Con Knuckle. But neither one of those things worked out. And VJ, he's got a great story. He's been very, very exciting to watch.
That boy can jump.
Between the summer league and the kid can jump. He plays with really, really great effort, great energy. Um, he's someone that I expect to be out there playing at least 75 plus games, which is more than I can say for most of this lineup that the Sixers trot out there on a nightly basis. But no, fuck out of here on them being a contender. Like the hype train has got to go. Like I understand Charles Barkley, former Sixer, and he wants to get people excited about basketball again and all that stuff, and that's great. The Sixers are not the team to do that. They're in a show and prove mode right now. Just go out there and play. Whatever happens, happens. But I do not have high hopes for this team, and I don't have any expectations. I'm just going in, watching it, and hoping to see good basketball.
It would be nice if they could put together a competitive season. I
Yeah.
think the
It'd be
fact that we
nice if my
don't.
bank account had a few more zeros on it, but it doesn't mean it's gonna happen.
Well, the fact that we don't have Indiana and Boston, I think we need some, top end. They have the top end talent if they could stay healthy, but obviously,
Yeah,
if they could stay healthy, is like doing all the heavy lifting in that sentence. So, yeah, I agree with you. I wouldn't. I would absolutely say fuck out of here to any sort of hype train around that team unless they showed it to me, like the whole season.
right. Like that's exactly what it's all about. Like show and prove. I need to see it. Nobody's buying this bull about the Sixers potentially being a contender. We don't even know how healthy Joel Embiid is. We haven't seen Joel Embiid or Paul George since early to mid last year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So let's just pump the brakes on anything Philadelphia related, please. For my sake, let's just do that. Yeah, so going into dad rules, man, do you have anything for the week?
I don't really. I gotta say, man, the time really just. I mean, I know a lot of times we're sort of regurgitating the same thoughts, uh, and kind of saying them in different ways, man. But dude, man, time just flies, man. Like it really just flies. I can't. Sometimes I just look at this kid and I'm just like, when did you grow this much? I don't know when this happened. I don't know who taught you how to do this or that, or like all these random little things that he's doing. But yeah, man, it just flies. Like I'm always trying to do my best to take it in and be in the moment and all that. But sometimes you look up and you're just like, all right, now hold on. did you
Yeah,
did
like
you grow since you walked out the door earlier
it
today?
makes you like being a dad, like it really does. I should say being a parent, period. It just softens you in a way um that you're never all the way prepared for. Um because yeah, like you said, like there are just moments throughout the day or over the course of time when you just kind of like look at your kid like, when did you learn that? Or how did you learn that? Or like you just stand there in amazement and then like in the back of my mind, because it's just how my brain works, like I try and subconsciously like be that guy because I remember when I was younger and I would be like watching parents or watching my own mom or whatever it is, like just marvel at the innocuous shit that I would do and be like,
Yeah,
she's like elbowing her friends, like she's so like when I first shot up and had my first big growth spurt and I got like over 6 foot, and she used to like her favorite thing was because I'm all legs, I'd be like sitting down at like family gatherings and shit, and it's unassuming because you can't see my legs, so I'm like sitting down, I'm the same height as like an average person, and then I stand up and I kind of like unfold. She'd be like, Aaron, stand up. Like it was like her favorite thing to do. Like a new person would come in the room, Aaron, stand up, and it was like I was like a show pony.
yeah,
But now it's like I get it. Like you're just proud of the most random shit
yeah.
at all times, and it's just an awesome fraternity to be a part of. I love that most of my friends are sharing in this journey with me and around the same time. Yourself, my friend Terrell, Jason, who we had on the podcast before.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just been awesome. Our boy Corey from ESPN as well. He just recently had a baby girl. So it's just yeah, it's awesome to be able to go through these moments and to be able to cherish these moments. But yeah, like they just grow up so fast, man.
Can't keep up. I cannot keep up. But I'm definitely gonna be doing the. I mean, if he's tall enough, I'm gonna do the. Hey, stand up, stand up real quick. I'm stealing that from your
I mean,
mom. Shout out
I
to your
hope
mom.
your brother's tall too, right? Your brother's tall because you're
Yeah,
tall.
we're all 6 feet. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean that's tall. Not everybody's like 6'7". I wasn't even supposed to be this tall.
yeah.
Um, it's probably like the HGH that was in the milk growing up. I drank a
Maybe
lot of
that's
whole
what it
milk.
was. Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
know, but
I'll
yeah,
get the HGH version. I was getting the non-HGH version,
Garelic
but I'll get
Farms.
the
That's where you
HGH
need to
version.
go. It was
Yeah.
Garelic Farms whole milk. I'll never forget. So if that's what you need to get your kid, because my dad's only 6'2", so it's not like, and my mom's 5'6", so it's not like I have a whole lot of giants in my family. I just shot up for no reason, and here I
Got
am,
that gene.
6'7".
Got
Yeah,
that
I mean
gene.
that's what it is, man. Recessive gene, I guess. It just kept growing and growing and growing until I didn't anymore. Yeah, man. Before we log off, the one thing we had kind of alluded to it the last time that we were on. Finally, we were able to do the rollout. We did the rollout on Monday, so me and Jasmine, my beautiful bride, we made it official. So the blingage is official. These are real diamonds in here, folks. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We out
Yeah.
here.
Tell them ring you.
You know what I'm saying? Ring me.
Ring me.
But yeah, so we officially did it September the 13th. So we just passed our 1 month anniversary on Monday. And that's when, we had a professional photographer come take a shoot. We did that in downtown Atlanta and stuff. And, the wife, she wanted to do a special rollout on the 1 month anniversary. So that's why she wanted to keep everything under wraps until we posted. So we had like that little moment in the pod. That was happening. That's what's new in my life. I know I've been calling on my wife for most of the time since we've been back on the pod, but now official Mrs. Hilton on there, Mr. and Mrs. as of September 13th, 2025. And could not be more happier. Make my family whole. Still can't believe that she said yes, but now she's stuck. You know what I mean? I will put her on child support, so
Yeah.
there is no
As you should.
leaving. You know what I'm saying?
As you should.
Child support, alimony, all of that shit. I need all the ends. I got used to a certain lifestyle, Malik. You know what I'm saying? I got used to a certain lifestyle, man. I need that.
Hey, the judge, like, yo, I didn't want to leave. I wanted to work it out. You just start snitching.
Like, hey, it wasn't me. This was her choice.
Yeah.
So I
I'm
feel
still
like
I'm still willing to work things out.
I'm willing to reconcile. We can work it out.
Yeah.
We can at least share custody.
Congratulations, man. I'm happy for you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
really
it,
happy
man.
for
It's
you.
nice. It's nice to officially be in the club. I was kind of unofficially, officially in there for a while, but now it's nice to officially be in there, and it does kind of feel a bit different. Your shoulders kind of sit back a little bit different now. So yeah. It feels good. It feels good. I feel like we've accomplished a thing now. We can be.
You guys accomplished a lot, man. Like, listen, couple years, y'all hit the trifecta.
Yeah, I mean, shit.
Y'all hit
had
the
a kid,
trifecta.
had a house, got married. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
We got it done.
You domesticated, brother. You domesticated.
You know what I mean? All we missing is a white picket fence.
Yeah, and dog named Spot.
Yeah, wild dog is named Sebastian, so still an S.
Call him Spot. Yeah, call him Spot for
we'll call him Spot. Yeah, we'll call him Spot. He'll probably look at me weird, like, who the fuck is Spot? Like, don't worry.
I'm not moving on that name.
We're gonna replace you with a better dog. His name is gonna be Spot.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. Shout out to y'all for putting it together. I was a little disappointed that you didn't know who Gordon Parks was because you completely missed my joke. But the pictures were great.
I mean, I'm sure it was a great joke. I really am, because you are actually extremely fun. Not even patron that you are actually extremely funny. But like I felt like a fucking I felt like a fucking moron because you were like Gordon Parks and you were like said it in a way that's like I should probably know who that is. And I was like,
you probably should.
Who the fuck? Like, I mean, Andy Warhol is like the photographer that I know of. I don't really know.
Some white man that's what you're saying? Some white guy?
Knew you were going to say, that's why I didn't say it in the text message. I was hoping,
support your black
in front
brothers?
Of the people, the community that is our following here, that you wouldn't go there. But of course I was way wrong. And that's exactly where you went.
Yeah, of course.
Fine. The white guy.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Gordon Parks, the GOAT, as some would say, of photography.
I don't know. Kendall Westbrooks is coming for his crown. Champagne Poetry, if you guys don't know. On Instagram, at least. I don't know what his X handle is, but on Instagram, it's Champagne Love Stories. And Kendall Westbrooks, dude knows what the fuck he is doing. So he might not be Gordon Parks yet. He might not have the experience under his belt, or Gordon Parks might be more than just a wedding photographer. He might cover more realism. I don't know.
Gordon Parks is dead, but he also didn't do any wedding photography. Well, I don't know. He might have done somebody's wedding, actually. Don't get me the line. But he's done some pretty impressive things. You could
Yeah.
look him up, y'all. Look him up if you want to know.
I'm gonna look him up after this. I'm gonna look him up.
As I told Aaron, he also directed Shaft. So,
yeah,
you know,
the original Shaft guy, not the Samuel L. Jackson. Robert Roundtree, Richard Roundtree. I don't know which one is it.
Richard Roundtree, yeah.
Richard Roundtree, yeah.
Yeah.
No, so I mean, shout out to them. He's a bad mother. Shut your mouth.
Yeah, yes, he is. Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right.
But
well, yeah, you know, you guys got a little history lesson. We talked a little W, you know what I'm saying? Got a little Title IX up in there. But yeah, we appreciate everybody for rocking with us, man. We love each and every one of you guys. We appreciate all the support, all the kind words, all the views, the likes, subscribes, everything, man.
Yes.
We do this because we love it, man. That's all. We do it because we love it, and we love you guys. So thank y'all for rocking with us, man. It's been another great episode of the No Rules Podcast. Peace.
Peace.